Hello, welcome to Community News.
Ule ameshukiwa kichwa. Washajua. Hakuna kitu nimefanya mimi, hakuna kitu nimechoma. Sasa niko na risasi. Hizo. Live bullet hizo. Wamenipiga risasi for nothing. Kama hazina ni gari ya mimi, kuna kitu nimefanya mimi. Hakuna. Tunapigania peace. Lakini wamenipiga hizi risasi gapi? 1 2 3 I'm ready to die because of Kenyans. I'm ready to die. They want to kill me. Come and kill me. I'm ready to die, man. Hivi niko na wote, nitakufa siku moja. Siku moja ndio nitakufa, siogopi kukufa.
Attack on its democracy, rule of law, and the integrity of its constitutional institutions. An otherwise legitimate expression of the fundamental rights and freedoms of assembly, demonstration, picketing, and petitioning of public authorities by a section of law-abiding citizens of the Republic of Kenya was infiltrated and hijacked by a group of organized criminals. Most regrettably, today's attack on Kenya's constitutional order has resulted in the loss of lives, also destruction of property and desecration of institutions and emblems of our sovereignty.
Kenya has been experiencing a volatile few weeks due to the protests against a proposed financial bill. So Kenya, one of the East Africa's more economically developed and democratically stable countries, has been rocked this week by a political crisis that reveals the deep cracks in both sides of the stability. Massive protests broke out early this week after Parliament passed a bill increasing taxes, including a bevy of everyday essentials like cooking oil, diapers, and bread, on a population already suffering from inflation and high rate of unemployment. So those who have been following the Kenyan story knows what I'm talking about this week. It all started on the 25th June 2024, when some protesters decided to protest against a bill that government is seeking for to boost the economy, the Kenyan's economy. But then the citizens realized that if they sit down for the bill to be passed, their life is going to be miserable. So they decided to hit on the street to have a peaceful demonstration. But what they thought was peaceful turns to violence, which has resulted about many people, dying. As protests increase in size and intensity, even breaching parliament chamber. Yes, they broke into their parliament house, and then um, um, they were met with violent repressions. Nearly 2 dozen people were killed on Tuesday. Okay, so now let's see what caused the demonstration. As I earlier on said, the protest erupted in response to the Kenyans government 2024 financial bill, which included a series of tax hikes. These increases would have placed a significant burden on ordinary Kenyans already struggling with rising inflation. Last week, Ruto, that's the president of Kenya, shelved some of those taxes, but Kenyans remain angry and called for the bill to be scrapped completely. You know, I've been following this story, for a while now. When the bill went to the parliament, their parliament, yes, pressure started mounting among some of the citizens, and I started following the story. You see, one of the problems that African countries we have is that instead of our leaders to fight against corruptions, they will put the corruption aside because their family, their friends are benefiting. They will put it aside and then continue to increase taxes and increase the burdens of their citizens. Same people, when during elections, will come to you that please vote for me. I'm going to do this, do this for you. When they are voted for, they go to power. They have the power, and then they will start looting money and then increase the citizen suffering. It's a very serious issue in Africa. It's a very serious issue in Africa. Okay, so intensity of the protests, demonstrations. The demonstrations began peacefully, as I earlier on said, but escalated quickly. Clashes with police turned violent, with some protests storming parliament and property being set ablaze. Tragically, these clashes resulted in over 20 deaths. Okay, now let's hear one of the opposition MPs who did a press conference and called the president to resign. Let's hear
The
him.
country is bigger than William Ruto. What you are seeing out there is a total repudiation of William Ruto and what he stands for. The entire country has risen up to say Ruto must go. We want the president, because he has failed. At this particular moment in time, even withdrawal of that bill will not be enough. William Ruto resigned as president of the Republic of Kenya because you have failed Kenyans. From your own home in Sugoi, all the way up the mountain, down the lake, across the coast, Kenyans are saying you go because you have failed as a president of the Republic of Kenya. We are hearing plans of them trying to shut down live broadcasting of these proceedings, including the proceedings out in the streets. We are being told there are plans to shut down the internet. We want them to know, whether in the light or in the darkness, all these evil people will fall. Whether they shut down media or not, all these people will fall, because the people of Kenya have said, this is enough. Enough is enough. William Ruto, you must resign as the president of the republic. You have failed the people of Kenya. I thank you.
Okay, so let's watch some of the videos of the protesters, how the police clashed with them and then, killed most of the protesters. Let's watch some of the videos. watch and see how they were killing innocent citizens like flies, like animals. Look at how they were killing citizens. Let's watch the next video. This is a tear gas. This is a tear gas, and then you all know how tear gas is, and look at people lying down somewhere unconscious, and no one seems to care. They were just killing them.
And they have them lying on the floor. I'm not sure why that is, and I'm not sure if this is legal.
Okay, so this is a CNN video where there were some paramedics who were, treating the injured protesters, and then the police saw them and then arrested them.
The police cannot legally do this. They cannot beat them up. But these are young men that the police have lying around here, including women. I'm not sure what they're looking for. And some of them are being carted into that police truck back there. There's at least 10 of them here. We see one policeman beating up a protester who is not resisting. She's lying on the ground. But the police still are using their batons to ransack their bags, and one by one getting them inside the police truck back there. These are people who I believe have been arrested or had been detained because they were here after that 6:30 deadline for them to go home. The police is looking through his bag. He's got Converse and the shoes, what appears to be school books and something like that. I just want to go inside there to see what's happening. Fab, come with me and try to speak to some of these women who are being led inside the car. Why have you been arrested? Do you know why you've been arrested?
No, I don't.
What were you doing?
We were medics. We were helping the injured ones. We are just from there, and we are being told to enter.
So the police appear to be arresting paramedics who are helping those who have been injured. She literally has gloves on. I'm not sure why they are being manhandled, and both of them have gloves on, so they're clearly paramedics, and that's what she says as police try and violently force them. Don't drag her. Don't drag her like that. All of them are paramedics who have their gloves on, and they're still getting arrested and detained by police. They're not resisting. They're not violent. They don't appear to have any weapons, but police are still. What is happening? Do you know what's happening, sir? Do you know why you're getting arrested?
I don't know why I'm getting arrested.
He's using an inhaler there, so he appears to have been affected by the tear gas and this handling by the police. They're all now inside the truck. This is the response we've been seeing from the police the whole day. A little heavy-handed, a little irrational, a little unjustified, because they're clearly posing no harm. They're helping other people who've been injured. And there have been many people who've been injured today, hit by tear gas canisters, hit by water cannon, and there's been a lot of volunteer paramedics helping them through that process, Rahel. Come speak to us today. I live on CNN. Why are you here today?
I'm here because look at what.
Okay, so we were told that this lady that Larry is interviewing is the elder sister of former US President Barack Obama. Let's hear her.
It's happening. Young Kenyans are demonstrating for their rights. They're demonstrating with flags and banners. I can't even see anymore. They're being tear gassed. They're being
We shall not be intimidated. Seriously, this is our nation. We know how to repeal this nation.
Okay, so the bill proposed levies on locally produced products, such as diapers, sanitary towels, including taxes on motor vehicles, and mobile money transfer fees. Mobile money transfer fees. Last year, the government of Ghana introduced levy, a tax on mobile money transfers, and Kenya was this year going to introduce that tax, and it was hit by these citizens who protested against the bill. Okay, so let me take you through some of the reason why the government wanted to introduce these taxes. So Ruto, who is the president of Kenya, requested the bill to cover Kenyans approximately 80 billion in domestic and international debts. Around 35 million of that debt owned by foreign creditors, primarily China and powerful international groups like the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund IMF. If Kenya doesn't pay it, the possibility of borrowing in the future will become more difficult in the short term. Over time, it could mean more unemployment, more poverty, and overall worse outcome for Kenyans. Okay, so let me break down the bill. So the first one, the Kenyan Financial Bill 2024, seems to achieve few things. So this is what the government seems to achieve before sending the bill to Parliament. This is what the government seems to achieve. One, modernized tax rules. The bill proposes change to the definition of various terms like digital content monetization and royalty to reflect the current economy. So if you're a YouTuber, you whatever earnings you get from YouTube, you're gonna pay tax from it. Okay, the second was on increased government revenue. The bill introduces several new taxes and eliminates tax exemptions in order to raise more money for the government. So previous years there were tax exemptions on some of the things, goods and services produced in Kenya or imported to Kenya. Now the government is saying that there wouldn't be any exemptions in this new bill. Okay, simplified tax administration. The bill proposes streamlining tax registration and then filing processes. Now, the last but one is benefit employees. The bill increases deductions and tax exempt amounts for some employee benefits. And then the last one was attracts international investment. The bill introduces tax break for companies certified by the Nairobi International Financial Center Authority. Okay, let me continue. So the setbacks, this is the reason why the citizens are demonstrating. Okay, so one is the new taxes and eliminating exemptions. New taxes, the government introduced a new taxes, not a taxes, and then also eliminated exemptions. So as I said earlier on, if let's say you are importing diapers at first, there wasn't any import duties and stuff. Now the government is saying that if you are importing diapers, you have to pay import duties for. Just giving an example. Okay, so that's one. Once there's the tax exemption is eliminated, it means that if you import the diapers, one, if at first you are selling it for $1, now it's going to be $3. This is the reason why the citizens are demonstrating. Okay, the bill introduces new taxes and removes existing exemptions, potentially increasing the tax burden for some taxpayers. And the second one was increased withholding tax. The expansion of withholding tax on various services could mean less money in your pocket before you even receive your paycheck. Last but one, remote worker PIN requirement. Kenyans working remotely outside the country might need a PIN, potentially adding complexity to their tax filing. And the last one, VAT on previous exempt goods services. That's what I use the diapers as an example. If the bill make previous exempt goods and service subject to VAT, it could increase the overall cost of living. Okay, so these are some of the additional factors. Aside the bill, most of the citizens also want the president to resign. And some of the factors are Kenya has also been grappling with severe flood recently, displacing people and causing infrastructure damage. This has further strained the government's resources and added to the public frustration. Overall, Kenya is a period of tension now and uncertainty. The government is working to regain control and address public grievances, but the path forward remains unclear. Okay, so this guy recorded this video after they were able to break the Parliament House. Let's watch it.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm here to address you. You must go. Ruto must go. Kwapa na hatuendi. Kwapa tunalala huku na hatuendi. We don't fear you guys. You hypocrites. We don't fear you. Mr. Speaker, we don't fear you. Tuko ndani. We stomped inside. Sisi ni nani?
Okay, so this is the second video in the Parliament House.
Niko ndani. Na tunamalizana na nyinyi. Tunamalizana na nyinyi. Mmetutesa sana. Today is today. You must hear our cry. Sisi ni sisi. Tatusikiza. Hii ni bunge yetu. Sisi tumewafanya mko hapa. This is our parliament. You must hear us. Kama hamna masikio, tutawafanya msikie.
Okay, so he was Okay, so the government did a press briefing after some of the demonstrators broke to the Parliament House, and after many of the demonstrators got injured and some even lost their lives, the government did a press briefing. It's about 5 to 6 minutes. Let's watch it.
Today, Kenya experienced an unprecedented attack on its democracy, rule of law, and the integrity of its constitutional.
Now, I don't know why African politicians, don't care about the citizens. They feel that they are always right. Look at how he started the press briefing. Like, they feel like they are always right. After seeing your citizens dying, I'm sure he watched a television and then saw a lot of people injured and dying. And instead, look at what he did. This is Wednesday, after they broke the Parliament House.
Institutions. An otherwise legitimate expression of the fundamental rights and freedoms of assembly, demonstration, picketing, and petitioning of public authorities by a section of law-abiding citizens of the Republic of Kenya was infiltrated and hijacked by a group of organized criminals. Most regrettably, today's attack on Kenya's constitutional order has resulted in the loss of lives, also destruction of property and desecration of institutions and emblems of our sovereignty. Today's events mark a critical turning point on how we respond to grave threats to our national security. I assure the nation that the government has mobilized all resources at the nation's disposal to ensure that a situation of this nature will not recur again at whatever cost. I thank our security officers who were on duty today for applying themselves to the best of their abilities in the defense of Kenya and its people. Accordingly, I have directed all the organs of our national security to deploy measures to thwart any attempt by dangerous criminals to undermine the security and stability of our country. As the people of Kenya go to bed tonight, I give you my assurance that your security, that of your families, and property remains my utmost priority. To the young people of Kenya, who I must thank for helping our country organize our democratic discourse around issues, I thank you and assure you that the conversation you have begun around pertinent issues of our nation will continue to inform our policy and governance decisions. As I promised on Sunday, this conversation will not be in vain. I will not only champion for the cause of issue-based, policy-oriented, and tribeless engagement on critical national issues, but also provide a framework for this conversation to be processed and its outcomes implemented. However, our national conversation on any subject matter must be conducted in a manner that respects and honors the foundational values upon which our nation is established, namely constitutionalism, the rule of law, and respect for institutions. It is very painful for Kenya that a conversation this crucial was hijacked by dangerous people who have caused us the kind of loss we have incurred as a nation today. It is possible that the criminals who rained terror on innocent people and attempted to challenge our law enforcement deployments are still determined to continue with their dangerous behavior. I assure the nation of the government's determination to fulfill its constitutional duty of protecting the people of Kenya against all forms of harm. I hereby put on notice the planners, financiers, orchestrators, and abettors of violence and anarchy that the security infrastructure established to protect our republic and its sovereignty will be deployed to secure the country and restore normalcy. It is not in order or even conceivable that criminals pretending to be peaceful protesters can rain terror against the people, their elected representatives, and the institutions established under our Constitution and expect to go scot-free. We must isolate crime from democratic expression and separate criminals from people exercising the freedom of expression and divergent opinion. I shall continue to lead a government that is fully committed to maintaining the integrity of our state, promoting the unity of our nation, and enhancing the peace and security of all citizens and their livelihoods. I am bound under sacred constitutional mandate to respect, uphold, and defend the Constitution of Kenya, which declares that all sovereign power belongs to the people, and that this power shall be exercised only in accordance with the Constitution. The government will therefore uphold its constitutional mandate to secure our nation and its development, and shall treat every threat to national security and the integrity of our state as an existential danger to our republic. Accordingly, I assure Kenyans that we shall provide a full, effective, and expeditious response to today's treasonous events. Thank you.
Okay, so this is what he said. That was after most of the protesters lost, many of them lost their lives, and dozens were injured. Okay, so let's watch some of the videos of the protesters who were beaten by police, and then let's watch the video.
Do not kill me. The revolution has started. Why are you harassing me? What have I done? Who have I insulted? Who have I insulted? What have I done? This is not right.
Okay, so let me give a background of this video. This video was one of the videos trending on X when the demonstration was going on. What happened was that they arrested these two guys, and one of the guys stood up and then explained to the police the reason why the citizens are doing the demonstration. He spoke passionately. He didn't speak English, so you might not understand what he was saying. He spoke passionately, and then the police heard him and then realized that what he's saying makes sense, and then freed them. They were discharged to join the protesters. Yeah, because you know what, some of the police might think that they are doing their work, but they should understand that they have wives and children at home, so they also pay school fees. So if the economy is not going well and the citizens are complaining, part way you are also affected. Although you are doing your work, you are holding a gun, you are also affected. That's what most of the security persons don't think about when such issues happens. They will just raise the gun and then be shooting. But they are forgetting that after the work, they will go home, they will go and buy tomatoes, they will go and buy pepper, and they will pay school fees, and then that's all part of the economy. They don't know that they are also part of the economy. They are citizens and part of whatever goes on. Let's watch the video.
Watoto wetu watapata masomo ya kutosha. Mbona mnatufanya hivi? Lakini watoto wenu wako hapo. Emi yenu ni gani ofisa? Wewe sema jina. Mimi naitwa Lichuma. Na wewe? Natoka Madare. Sema jina. Mimi naitwa Ronald. Ofisa lazima wajue. Natoka Madare. Tunapigania mpaka tunawapigania. Sisi yetu peke yetu. Pia nyinyi wazee. Si yetu peke yetu. Pia nyinyi mko kwa hii mambo. It's our right. Na ofisa anapajue. Kenya hayuko safe. Kenya iko mbaya zaidi. Vitanda saizi zimepandishwa za hospitali. Watu hiyo wataweza kwenda shule, university imeongezwa pesa. Mnataka tufanye nini? Mnafikiria Kenya iko safe? Wachana na sisi
tupiganie rights yetu. Kama ofisa, you step down, mtuachie kazi yetu bana. It's time kuje kwa raia. Article 1, raia ina take over with the people. Wacheni tushuke bana.
After explaining the reason, the motive of the demonstration, they let them go.
Viva! Viva! Wacheni tupige parliament. Wacheni tupige parliament. Wacheni tupige parliament. Watu wanaumia. Pia nyinyi mnaumia. Mnaumia sisi wote kwa wapi nini yake? Ofisa mwenye ameumia na niko hospitali. Space kindly.
Okay, so now let's conclude them. So the demonstration started on Monday, Tuesday, and then Tuesday is when a lot of people died. So Wednesday, the president had a press conference which we've earlier on watched. So on Thursday, the president came out and said, "Hey, the pressure that's mounting on me, I can't continue," and then sign this bill. So the presidency came out that they've withdrawn the bill. They've withdrawn the bill. when we read this story and then we heard this news, we thought that the demonstrators will be happy jubilating in town, but they say, "Hey, though you've withdrawn the bill, we want you to resign. We want you to resign." So that's the new trend now. They want the president to resign because he's corrupt. And then there are a lot of corruption going on now as I speak in Kenya. And then they want the president to resign. So the President Ruto withdrew the controversial bill on Thursday. Okay, so this is the letter. The Constitution of Kenya, referral of the Financial Bill 2024, Presidential Memorandum of Referral. Okay, by His Excellency, the Honorable William Samuel Ruto, PhD, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Force, submitted to the Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly. So, because it's the Parliament that passed the bill, if the bill has been withdrawn, it has to notify the Speaker as well, and then the senators. Okay, so in Ghana, we call them MPs. Okay, so whereas a bill titled "An Act of Parliament to amend the law relating to various taxes and duties for connected purposes," the short title of which the Finance Bill 2024 was passed by the National Assembly on the 25th June 2024, and whereas the Financial Bill, I've read that, presented to me for presidential assets. So the bill was passed in Parliament. It was only left with the president to sign. The bill was passed in Parliament. It was left with the president to sign. Okay, so in accordance with the provision of the Constitution, on the 26th day of the month of June in the year 2024, taking into consideration with the demonstration, the widespread expression of dissatisfaction by members of the public on the contents of the Financial Bill 2024. Now, therefore, in exercise of the power conferred to me by Article 115, Section 1B of the Constitution, and having reservations on the content of the bill in its entirety, I decline to assent to the Financial Bill 2024 and refer the bill for reconsideration by the National Assembly with the recommendation for the deletion of the clauses. Okay, so in all, the bill has been withdrawn. Okay. Okay, so now let's move on to the last page of the letter, the current situation in Kenya now. While the immediate threat of the tax hike is gone, protests continue. Many demonstrators feel the government response was forced and result of violence, not genuine concern. So maybe the reason why he withdrawn was not because he was on the citizen side, but then because a lot of people were dying and stuff, that's the reason why he has withdrawn the bill. Not that it's gone for good. In the near future, they thinking that the government will reintroduce the bill again, and are therefore also calls for the president Ruto to step down. Okay, so now let's watch some of the images in town. When you go to the street of Kenya after the bill was withdrawn, there were still demonstrators in town. Let's watch some of the videos, the pictures. Okay, so bill is gone. Now Ruto must resign. As I said, they want the president to resign. Okay, so protesters call for Kenya's president to resign despite tax hike bill withdrawal. Protesters in Kenya are demanding the resignation of President William Ruto despite his decision Wednesday to withdraw controversial finance bill aimed at raising taxes to help relieve the country's debt burdens. The bill sparked mass protests, which saw police open fire on demonstrators, killing more than 20 people. All right. So this is a child, and then he was holding a paper written on it, "Save Kenya for us. They are the future leaders." Okay. So this is one of the trending pictures on social media. You see, there was a the police officers fired a tear gas, and then this police officer, I think, inhaled some of the tear gas. He was finding it difficult to breathe, so the citizens, dragged him somewhere, gave him water to wash his face. We are in this together, so I don't know why anytime there's demonstration, like the police and the military and there's some of the politicians feel that they are not part of the country, but whatever happens in the country, we are all in the country. Whatever happens, we are all in the country, but they feel that it look like they are in a different world. So this one, the citizen did very well. They did very well, and this is one of the best moments in the demonstration. Okay, see this one too. A harmless citizen demonstrating. Look at what the officer was doing, just beating him for nothing. Okay, so one of them also was holding a paper, a placard, and saying that leaders are elected by people. God is not a registered voter, which is true. We vote for the leaders to come and loot and share their money. Okay, so this young guy too was holding just a bottle, but the police officer was holding a gun, a pointed gun, was pointed in front of, pointed to this young guy. It's very sad. Okay, so these ladies too were holding. Why the deception, Ruto? That's they are talking to the president. No retreat, no surrender. Reject financial bill 2024. Ruto must go. It's so bad, even the introverts are here. The who are always inside are also out demonstrating. Okay, so this guy was also holding. You use 400 million of our money to bribe no pics. I don't know what no pics is, to pass the bill only for you to come and withdraw it. You are not even smart at corruption accountability. Reject financial bill 2024. Ruto must go. Criminals pay taxes. Okay. Calling the politicians to also pay taxes, and this is one of the disturbing videos, but then they said this one wasn't part of the demonstration. I don't know. It's one of the pictures which was trending on Twitter, but then for now X, but they are saying that this one is not part of the ongoing demonstration. All right, so let me explain this picture to this video too. So one of the demonstrators who died during the Tuesday demonstration was buried today, and then the funeral was going on, and one of the MPs who approved the bill in parliament went for the funeral. I don't know who advised him to go for the funeral. So some of the guys, saw him, and it became a chaos. They were threatening him to beat him. So a Kenyan MP who voted yes for financial bill was almost lynched at the funeral of a protested who was killed fighting against the bill. Kenyan youth isn't smiling with any oppressor. So let's watch the video. Oh, sorry.
That is good.
Okay, so because of what happened, the funeral even they couldn't even close the funeral, and then everybody went home because there were fights and stuff. Okay, so the bill has been withdrawn. Let's see what happened next. What happened next? Whether they will relaunch it again. Let's see. And then to all the gonzos, the protesters that died on Tuesday, may their soul rest in peace. And I will advise the citizens to always not to be timid. Ghanaians, citizens, not to be timid. Also fight for their rights. If you die, you fought for your country and died. All those who died in Kenya, may their souls rest in peace, and they will be remembered in about 50, 60 years. They will be remembered. God bless Africa. God bless Africa. God bless Kenya. Bye bye. Thank you for watching.